Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. It's time for XCAL's return to points racing. We are at the Rock tonight. Always a great race, a lot of green flag racing, a lot of strategy, and a lot of door banging happens here. It's going to be a wild one here tonight. A big purse on the line tonight. Actually, not the biggest purse of the season, but it is going to be an interesting night to say the least. These drivers coming off the heels of that all-star event have a lot to prove if they weren't one of the big winners last week. Let's get started right away talking to a few of these drivers. A lot to talk about here tonight. And up first, we'll be talking to the driver of the 42, Sean Andrews. Hey, Sean, it's Doug in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great, man. How are you doing tonight? You're starting in 11th, and a smaller field might have a little bit of an advantage here tonight.
Well, I don't know about an advantage, but there's stiff competition here. But yeah, car felt good. I changed setup in it and have a new setup now that I like even better. So I'm looking forward to a good run tonight.
Well, man, you were looking fast in practice, and I heard some great racing during the heats. Smaller field, definitely a better chance to be in the money tonight, too.
Yeah, definitely, and hopefully we can do that.
Well, man, good luck tonight. It was great. You had a great run going last week at the All-Star event, and hopefully we see you up there back in victory lane tonight, buddy.
All right, thank you. I want to say thanks to my sponsors and Simbox, Flaming Karma Paint Shop, J&S Racing, and XCAL Web Shop.
Good luck tonight, man. Hopefully you do them all proud, buddy.
All right, thank you.
Sean Andrews will start in 11th place here tonight. Next up, last week's winner, the All-Star Event winner, Octavio Rondoletto. Octavio, you won the All-Star Event. You start on the pole. Can you pull it off again here tonight?
Hi Doug, hi everybody. Yes, we're starting in the pole and we have a lot of chances to win tonight, at least to fight. And that's amazing for us because we're trying to catch up that points in the championship, and always starting in the pole is the best position, so we have a big chance.
You definitely do, and if history tells us anything, you run good every time we're at the Rock. You're always in contention.
Yes, this is one of my favorite tracks in iRacing, so it's a good track to fight because we have fights in the final laps every race. With draft, this is a play track for me. It's open setup, but it's like a play track. It's interesting to watch and to race.
Well, man, good luck tonight. Great job on the All-Star event as well. Anybody you'd like to thank before the race?
Thank you, my family, XCAL Racing, you for the broadcast, and my teammates.
All right, buddy. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, next up, Joe Campbell, who is the leader of J&S. That team has been on fire here lately. Let's see if we can get a word. Joe, J&S Racing, obviously one of the biggest teams out there, but man, the whole team has just been cranking it up to start the second half of this season.
Yes, sir. We all work together really good here, and that really makes everybody, every one of us benefits from that, and it's worked out.
Well, it definitely has, but I heard you had some thoughts about Kendrick Cryer coming into this race.
Yeah, I just want everybody to know how much of a little punk that kid is. He blew his motor up in front of me to wreck me in the All-Star race, because he knew he couldn't beat me. It's sad, dude. Like, I have no idea what that kid even is thinking, but he really should just hang it up, because there's no need for that crap. You don't put your car in neutral and redline it to blow it up in the middle of an all-star race. It's just a punk move. Everybody needs to know.
Oh man, you definitely fought back. We saw you keep trying all night long. A great comeback regardless of the outcome. And man, hopefully we see you back in victory lane tonight, because there's been a few close calls with getting you back there all season long.
Yes, sir. Well, if you remember last time here, I had a heck of a run. So we're hoping for the same thing, running my same setup I ran last time. And yeah, we're gonna try to take it to the top 3 at least.
Well, man, good luck tonight, buddy. Anybody you'd like to thank before you hop in the car?
Yeah, I'd like to throw a big thank you out there to Gerald Poole, Flaming Karma Paint Shop. I mean, that man, the way he keeps all these cars looking is just unbelievable. And also, like to, make people go check out the web shop. We wouldn't be having this series without the web shop right now, Go get some gear, support your driver, whether it's one of J&S or someone else, support them. Show them what's up. So just want to throw that out there. And Doug, thank you for broadcasting. Really enjoy watching it.
My pleasure, buddy. Good luck tonight, man.
Thank you, sir.
Obviously, Joe already a little riled up. Fortunately, it looks like Kendrick Cryer is not going to make it tonight. And finally, one more driver, and this might be a little bit confusing, folks. The Matt Bear is in the 18. Hey, Matt, we saw Michael Waltrip repeatedly going to the wrong track, but you're in the wrong car.
Nah, man, actually, I'm not in the wrong car. So, long story short, I think Austin apparently got a second job and won't be able to run. And I was presented the opportunity about halfway through last week and a half ago, to drive the 18 for the rest of the season. And as much as I'd like to drive the 3 car to a championship, I'd much rather have a 280-some point cushion.
Well, dude, that is definitely the case. A big cushion coming into tonight. But that car is known for getting a lot of wins. It has several wins on it already this season. Are you going to be able to get that for yourself tonight?
I mean, I sure like to think so. We were running really strong here in the first race in the spring before we got wrecked, coming to the checkered for the win. Then the 18 ended up stealing the win from me. So I got the same setup basically. I honestly haven't made any changes to it. I feel really confident about it. I ran fastest lap in heat last night and put the fastest lap out in practice right here before race. So I feel fairly confident even though I have very little practice this week.
Well, you've already chosen your spot there in victory lane, man. Good luck with the new number for the remainder of the season, and hopefully we see that car back in victory lane multiple times.
Oh yeah, that's the plan for sure, Doug.
Good luck tonight, buddy.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
The Mad Bear in the 18 is fastest in practice tonight. Could make things interesting, of course. Yeah, the biggest fan club out there, Flying Ryan Seams Fan Club. Y'all drop into the chat. Let him know you're cheering here tonight. Just about a minute and a half left to go in the warm-up. Just enough time to run to the snack bar, get some food, get some drink while you're standing in line. Make sure you hit that like and follow, subscribe, and most importantly, share. Help get the word out. Invite your friends and family. There's still some good seats in the stands here tonight. Nicholas Seams, also the college kid, back in the car tonight as well. Do believe that is a new paint scheme for Nicholas as well. It is looking very good. Worth noting, there was some controversy last week during the All-Star race. You can go back and see a lot of that on the Facebook Reels. A lot happened, and Man, I got to tell you, it's interesting. The outcome of that, one driver has been suspended until he turns 21, and then he'll be able to return. So a big deal at the All-Star race. Obviously, XCAL takes their racing very seriously. Jason seems already cheering on Flying Ryan and the college kid. Hey, thanks, Matt. I may take you up on that one, buddy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to go racing at the Rock. Octavio Rondoletto and Lautaro Lamperti on the front row. Jose Godino and Albie Hewins on the second row. Nicholas Seams and the Mad Bear on the third row. Derek Colson, John Friley on the fourth row. Ray Hillhouse in his XCAL debut starting in ninth. Sean Andrews in 10th. We'll be talking about Hillhouse more in just a few moments. Brent Mecca starts 11th. Flying Ryan starts in 12th. Daniel Miller in 13th. Joe Campbell in 14th. And Adam Gilliott in 15th. The smallest field of the year tonight. Due to that, all the drivers will be in the money tonight. Danny, as always, cheering on J&S Racing and the J&S Racing Aces. Good evening, Danny. How are you? My apologies, doing a quick check of a stat I just saw. Apparently the college kid in 3 races has 0 incident points. I was trying to confirm that. But we may not have time. The iRacing pace truck about to pull in. Ladies and gentlemen, XCAL is back. It's time to go racing. Green flag is in the air. They're down and away at the Rock. Kevin, that is an interesting idea. I may have to look into that. And good evening to Tammy Seams as well. Lautaro and Octavio up front. Oh, whoa! Albie Hewins gets to the high side, a little bobble. Matt Bear already on the move, up 2 spots into 4th, looking down low for 3rd. As we mentioned, Ray Hillhouse in that 40 Flaming Karma car. Running the Stream to End MS paint scheme tonight. Huge shout out for that. Really appreciate it. Hillhouse's first XCAL event, but you have seen that name in Victory Lane in Sunday night's BRR Cup Series more than once. Matt Bear now making his way up into 3rd. Hillhouse up to 8th. Brent Meckus up 2 spots into 9th. Sean Andrew in 10th. Daniel Miller up 2 spots into 11th. Joe Campbell already up to 13th. This smaller field likely is going to mean a lot of green flag racing here tonight. And getting both Seams on the podium tonight would be awesome. Sean Andrews back in 10th, trying to make his way forward on the back bumper of Brent Meckes. Ray Hillhouse still sitting in 8th. Meckes now up to 9th. John Friley struggling here early. Friley now back 6 spots into 14th. Quick look at the track temperature, 103 degrees. This track eats tires anyway, but when that track is hot, man, it gets slippery. The back end wants to step out. Things can get exciting quickly. As Flying Ryan just set the fastest lap of the night so far. Octavio Rondoletto still in the lead, but Flying Ryan starting to make a comeback. Octavio Rondoletto won the All-Star event, has a butt kicker on the way, plus some money. A last lap battle with Lautaro settled that race. Now those two are 1-2 at the moment. Could we see a repeat? Jared Heasley dropping into the comments. Could we see Jared Heasley in the booth next week for North Wilkesboro? We've talked about it off and on all season long. That 40 car of Flaming Karma Racing is pretty much the BRR race car. A lot of the folks from BRR hopping in that car this season, including a big name hitting that car at North Wilkesboro, who just dropped into the comments. AJ Godsey will be taking over that ride for North Wilkesboro. AJ, having won at North Wilkesboro just this past Sunday, he knows how to get it done there. Multiple wins in multiple cars at that track. Octavio still up front. Lautaro in second. The Mad Bear in third. Godino in fourth. Albie Hewins in fifth, losing a little bit of ground to the top four. And look at this, Nicholas Seams starting to crank it up as well. AJ, I am extremely excited about that. I even heard rumor, some people are so excited, Jared Heasley may hop in the booth for that race. Joe Campbell is on the move. He has just flown his way up to 9th place. Daniel Miller into 10th. Flying Ryan looking underneath Hillhouse for 11th. Sean Andrews also lurking there. If you get up to that high side, like Hillhouse has done, it is tough to get back down. He'll have to get back down to the bottom and start working his way forward once again. Make sure you're also following on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. There will be a big live event next Monday night. Those of you who are graphic designers or painters, whatever the case may be, there is a pinned post on our Facebook page. You have an opportunity to win 10 iRacing bucks and design the next How to Suck at iRacing logo. We'll be sharing that next Monday night along with some very, very big news. Brent Meckes is now up into 7th, picking up 4 spots. Joe battling for 8th with Derek Colson. Colson trying to squeeze in. right in front of Daniel Miller. Can't get there now, has a run on Joe. Can he get back by? The high side here definitely comes in the longer these guys are out there on track. Jason, I'm going to miss you guys in Florida at least by like 10 days. Oh, Kevin, when you see the big news, yeah, it is going to be more than just eh. How's it going, Bradley Berry? Flying Ryan on the move, now up to 11th. Colson stuck up on the high side, losing ground here. Hillhouse still lurking right behind this group. Friley and it looks like Adam Gillia did not take to the grid, so only 14 drivers in the race. This is the smallest race of this season, the smallest car count of the season, and the second smallest XCAL race ever. Kevin, that's kind of funny. I'm doing great tonight, Brad. Hope everybody is having a good night tonight. A great night for XCAL Racing. Matt Bear still lurking behind the top two. Jose Godino is still there. Albie Ewan still in fifth, but he is pulling a gap on Brent Meckes as Meckes, Joe Campbell, and Nicholas Seams battle for 6th, 7th, and 8th. Seams is going to drop back into 8th place. Daniel Miller is reeling them in. Flying Ryan now up into 10th place. Gerald, you need to get back in the car, buddy. I've seen you race here. You know how to get it done. Derek Colson in 12th. Hillhouse starting to try and make his way back. He looks to the bottom. Remember, Hillhouse got shuffled up to the high side earlier. Interesting note, one driver not in the field tonight was scheduled to be here. The first driver to register for this race was Ryan Pud Soper. He was supposed to be back in the car tonight. However, rumor is that he locked the cars or the keys in the race car. I don't guess Pud was aware that A, the car doesn't have any windows, and B, race cars don't have keys. Somebody did say they saw him in the infield reaching, trying to get through the window netting. Bradley Berry, you definitely need to get with Gerald. I bet he has an extra car. Would love to see you out here, buddy. Albie Ewan's in 5th, has the boss closing in. Joe Campbell right behind, and Joe is bringing a big crowd with him. 6th through 10th, nose to tail, Sean Andrews, and now Ray Hillhouse 11th and 12th. Hillhouse obviously set that car up for the long run. He lost some ground earlier, but is fighting back now. Joe up 8 spots. So far, the biggest mover of the night. Nicholas Seams now in 8th. Daniel Miller in 9th. Ryan Seams in 10th. We've seen those two Seams get together and work together extraordinarily well. The college kid and Flying Ryan. The suspicion is that those Seams boys are saving fuel right now. The fuel window tonight, anywhere from 45 to 60 laps. However, the top 2 fuel-saving drivers not here tonight. Austin Edwards is not here. Of course, Luke Turpin, another one. Noah Carpenter also not in the car tonight. And of course, as we talked about during pre-race, the 18 tonight being driven by the Mad Bear. Stryker, how have you been, buddy? I have not seen you in a while. Well, Bradley Berry, there you go. Gerald's got one not in the race. I bet he could find you a seat for North Wilkesboro. Octavio continues to lead. Lataro in 2nd. Matt Bear 3rd. Jose Godino 4th. Joe Campbell gets by Albie. Albie's getting a little loose out of turn 2. Tire wear really starting to show here. Looks like Nicholas Seams tried to move up to the high side, and he might actually get the run. As we mentioned, as the tires get worn down, that high side actually gets better. Seams up top on the move. And here comes Hillhouse back up into 11th. Hey, good evening, Russell Worth. Good evening to Mark Dantuma. I have to wonder with this this number 40 BRR car, when will we see Mark Dantuma behind the wheel? Oh, Flying Ryan gets way out of shape out of turn 4. Manages to hold on to it. Daniel Miller now pulls up into 8th. We've got a battle going on from 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th here. Flying Ryan gets a better run off the turn. Sean pushes up just a little bit. Ryan now back to 11th. Meanwhile, Joe Campbell on the move, but now has Brent Meckes. Uh-oh, Joe goes way high through 1 and 2. Looks like he's trying to take advantage of that high line here later in the race. We could very well have a 3rd Seams in the race before the end of the season, as Jason Seams looks like he is going to try and... Oh, wait, next year. Well, next year we'll have another Seams in the car. Rumor has it that Mark Dantuma may actually make his XCAL debut at the Glen, as Joe Campbell up 10 spots now, going for 4th on Jose Godino. Man, how exciting would that be to have Mark in the car? Jason Seams may very well make a couple of appearances before the end of this year. That would be epic. Joe Campbell on the move. Mackis, though, back underneath for fourth. And the field is starting to stack up, and we're just 5 laps from the earlier pit stops. Remember the pit window, lap 45 to 60. Some of these drivers will have gearing that'll make them come in here in just about 5 laps, and the field is starting to tighten back up. Pit road entry here, always a bit tricky. Albie still holds on to 6th place, and Hillhouse on the march. Hillhouse, who fell back to 13th earlier in the race, a little bobble out of 4, but he's got a ton of speed. That car obviously set up for the long run. Ray now up to 7th. Mekas and Joe still battling. Now Albie Hewins has to contend with Hillhouse on the bottom. This is exactly what these top 3 want to see right now. Octavio Rondoletto, Lataro, and the Mad Bear. The top 3 now have an 8.7 second lead over 4th place, Joe Campbell. Brent Mecca still battling, but now we've got Ray Hillhouse back on the march. Right behind him, Daniel Miller up 5 spots now, looking underneath Albie Hewins. Nicholas Seams and Ryan Seams now nose to tail on track as they go by Jose Godino. Holy cow! Sean Andrews got way out of shape out of turn 2. Tire wear definitely starting to show here. This track will eat the tires alive. I know Gerald Poole is watching and in communication with his team. Gerald, make sure you get us some tire wear numbers after the first stop. The fuel window is now open on lap 45. Most of these, Derek Colson is the first one in. Most of these drivers are going to try and stretch that fuel as far as they can. Colson hoping that fresh tires will make a huge difference here. The tire fall off, not as bad as some cars here, but still not great. Octavio Rondoletto's fastest lap of 26.88 last time by, 27.33. Most of the drivers having half to 3/4 of a second fall off. Substantially better than a Cup car or Xfinity or truck. But still quite a bit of fall off, and the bigger problem is maneuverability. It is getting very hard to pass out there, and not for Ray Hillhouse, who has now moved up into 4th. Hillhouse went all the way back to 13th early on in this race after starting in 9th. Got stuck up on the high side, lost several positions, dropped back in line, and started marching forward. Derek Colson rolling off pit road. This will be fun to watch. Octavio Rondoletto giving up the lead. He is on pit road, lap 49. Now watch Derek Colson, 4 fresh tires. He's going to start marching his way around the track. Hopping in the car with Colson, we'll ride with him for a lap or two. Lataro is on pit road. Sounds like the car may be bottoming out just a little bit, but he came through that corner so fast he cut the distance in half. They've got these cars running as low as possible, as little pressure in the tires as possible. Man, he is bottoming out like crazy. This track is not smooth. And there you have it in 2 laps, folks, on fresh tires. Colson able to run them down quickly. Joe Campbell now on pit road. Matt Bear goes to the lead. He'll get some bonus points. And here comes the rest of the field. Hillhouse, Brent Mecca, Sean Andrews, Daniel Miller, Albie Hewins, all on pit road. Ryan and Nick Seams staying out. Matt Bear continues to stay out. Will the Seams boys hit pit road this time? Looks like John Friley is also going to stay out. As Octavio goes, holy cow, Friley getting down to the bottom. Nick Seams is on pit road. Flying Ryan stays out. And here comes the Mad Bear onto pit road. Flying Ryan continuing to stay out. Will he continue? Yes, he is going to stay out. Derek Colson right behind him, about to unlap himself the old-fashioned way. Think we'll be getting a report here shortly from Gerald Poole on those tires. Colson just drives to the bottom. Meanwhile, Ryan Seams comes around, takes the lead, and picks up some bonus points. And you heard some of the drivers talking about with Austin Edwards not racing, some of these guys trying to close that points gap back up. And here comes Flying Ryan onto pit road. Oh, Octavio got a little bit of the apron there, coming through 3 and 4, and got a little wobbly. Mad Bear coming off pit road now. Not far behind Octavio and Lataro. Ray Hillhouse comes out. He'll be in 4th. Joe Campbell in 5th. Brent Meckus in 6th. Derek Colson now to 7th. Sean Andrews in 8th. Nicholas Seams in 9th. And Daniel Miller in 10th. Lataro officially claiming the lead. He'll get 5 bonus points here. Wow. Just getting word from Gerald that the right front tires are down to 40 to 50%. Holy cow. The tire's getting 8 alive tonight. And while everybody settles into a rhythm, we're going to take our first commercial break. Don't go anywhere, folks. We're going side by side. And we are back. Lautaro and Octavio still have the lead. 7 seconds now over the Mad Bear in third. Joe Campbell back in fourth, but there is a dogfight here. Don't forget, tomorrow night, next Tuesday night, we are back for the North Wilkesboro Throwback Race. And an interesting note, there will not be, because it's a throwback race, no pit road speed limit. That is definitely going to be an awesome, exciting race. Pit stops, pit road will be chaotic for sure. Bob Man saying he might have to get in on this in the Seams clan. Nicholas Seams sitting in 10th, Flying Ryan in 12th, still together. Albie Ewan's right there with them, all three J&S cars. Derek Colson right ahead in 9th. They are trying to run down Sean Andrews, currently in 8th all alone. Daniel Miller now up to 7th. Ray Hillhouse in 6th. Brent Mecca's 5th. Joe Campbell in 4th. The Mad Bear out there all alone for the moment in 3rd. He's got a 12-second lead on Joe Campbell, but 8 seconds now behind Octavio, Rondoletto, and Lautaro. These two may be an unbeatable pair. We saw how strong both of them were at the All-Star race. They finally got linked up, and here they come. They're about to start lapping cars. Nicholas Seams, the college kid in 13th place, is about to be the first victim. Can he coax a little more speed out of that car? Nick goes up the track out of turn 4, tries to carry the momentum, but Lautaro just drops to the bottom and sends it. A little squirrely, Nick trying to fight. Remember, he can continue to fight until they get back to him to try and maintain his position on the lead lap. Oh, hey, good evening, Steven Seams. Wait a minute, how many Seamses are there? Oh, Derek Colson gets the wall out of turn 2. As the leaders go by, let's see if we can find a different angle, maybe get a look at the right side. I'm sure all these drivers will have a scratched up right side before the night is out. Yep, he get a little crinkled on that right side. Shouldn't have any major impact. Meanwhile, the leaders continue to run away with this thing. Now looking underneath Jose Godino. With the smaller field tonight, cautions are a lot less likely. Matt Baer, despite the leaders being in lap traffic, has not been able to gain a whole lot of ground here. Brent Mecca is not pulling up, but Joe Campbell, Ray Hillhouse right there. Daniel Miller losing a little bit of ground to that group, but Sean Andrews is closing in on Miller. Flying Ryan now in 9th, Albie Hewins in 10th. Albie continuing to turn that season around. The first half of this season, Albie was flying a couple of times getting to the podium. Couple of close calls with victory lane. The season far from over, but he had a couple of bad races prior to the All-Star race. Looks like that season is starting to come back around. So there is definitely enough Seamses around to put together a whole race team. So could next season in XCAL we see a Seams racing team? Please don't call it that. That's really hard to say. Lautaro continuing to lead the race with Octavio. Let's take a look from the nose of Lautaro as he closes in on Albie Hewins, and sparks are flying. We heard when we were riding along earlier, we heard the cars bottoming out. Derek Colson's car, especially through 3 and 4, hitting those bumps. You heard it just bump, 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 and all the noise. There you see it, sparks flying off the back end of Albie's car. Driver's trying to get that car. There's that noise you hear. That'd be the body and the undercarriage just bouncing off the asphalt. Drivers definitely getting the car as low as possible. They could probably even go a little bit lower, but man, you hit these bumps too hard, it will send the car around. McKinley cheering on Uncle Ryan currently in 9th. Gerald Thanos Poole just came up with the perfect name for the Seams family race team. Bustin' at the Seams. I do expect to see a Bustin' at the Seams race team next year. Plus, the acronym would be BATS. You could have Batman symbols on your car. That would be really cool. Lautaro and Octavio now set their sights on Flying Ryan. Ryan still holds on to 9th, still having a great run. But Lautaro and Octavio both just seem to be in another dimension tonight. Ryan fighting back up on the high side. This is the most anybody has been able to hold up Octavio so far. Ray Hillhouse, meanwhile, that battle continues to go on for 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Joe Campbell, Ray Hillhouse battling it out. Brent Mekas right there with them. Daniel Miller, Sean Andrews not far behind. Joe and Ray still side by side. And Tammy Seams, we have not had a female in XCAL racing competition since 2021. Bustin' at the Seams definitely needs one. Hillhouse back down to the bottom, makes his move for 4th place. Matt Bear still holds on to 3rd, but now 10 seconds behind the top 2. Joe tries to make the crossover move to reclaim 4th. He gets the nose in. Whoa, they get close through 1 and 2. Brent Mekas is in a great position. Let's see what it looks like from his in-car. Note that these cars are bouncing and they shift half a lane sometimes. As close as these guys get, as they go through the turns, a car hits a bump wrong, shifts a little too much. Somebody's going in the wall. Oh, it gets close there off of 2. Down the back straightaway they go. Oh, we've got a wreck! Caution! The first caution of the night! On lap 87, this is going to be huge! Joe Campbell and Ray Hillhouse both involved. Headed down toward turn 1, Ray on the high side, Joe down at the bottom. Oh, Joe just gets a little bump, goes up. And exactly what we were talking about a moment ago. Lautaro and Octavio already to pit road. Right now, it looks like Ryan Seams, Albie Hewins, and Nick Seams will be the 3 wave around cars. Expect to see everybody in for tires and fuel on this stop. And what a heartbreak for Ray Hillhouse and Joe Campbell, both drivers looking extremely fast tonight. See if we can get a look. That car is pretty banged up, especially that right front. He is going to lose a lot of very important downforce here. Joe on pit road, heavy repairs for him as well. All the drivers are down on pit road. Ray Hillhouse on his way in now. Matt Bear gets a little breather. Let's see if we can get a word. Hey, Matt, it's Doug. You got me? Well, it's been a really clean race, but a really fast one. Did you make any adjustments here to close the gap on those 2 ahead of you? Well, man, a great run so far. Hopefully you can stay with him and get yourself back to victory lane. I know Rockingham owes you one. Matt Bear is our in-car reporter for tonight. Huge shout out to him for that. Waiting for everybody to get squared away here, stacked back up. Lights still on the pace car. I've only seen one car go around the pace car so far. Waiting to see if we get some wave arounds here. Jose Godino is back on pit road, as is Joe Campbell, both in for fuel and repairs. Ray Hillhouse still on pit road. Lights are out on the pace car. I may have missed something, but I did not see the cars getting waved back to the lead lap. We'll see if we can get an update on that here shortly. Still a lot of racing left to go, though. These drivers can fight their way back. Flying Ryan, Nick Seams, and Albie Hewins, currently the 3 cars in position for the wave around. They may have been on pit road when those waves came. Here we go. Green flag back in the air. Octavio and Lataro lead them down. Matt Bear looking underneath Lataro now. He's going to try and claim second if he can break these 2 up. That could be huge for the entire field. Flying Ryan and Nick Seams, they're clearing traffic as well, trying to get themselves in position to get a lap back. Lataro fights back on the high side, manages to get back to second place. Ryan Seams currently in 7th, Nick Seams in 8th. Albie Hewins in 9th, Derek Colson 10th. John Friley in 11th, Jose Godino in 12th. Joe Campbell back out on track in 13th. Hillhouse still on pit road. It did not look like Hillhouse had a lot of damage there. But apparently the undercarriage of that car took a bigger hit than we thought. Octavio and Lataro nose to tail. Matt Bear still with them. Ryan Seams staying on the, Ryan and Nick Seams both staying right there with the leaders, hoping for that opportunity. Brent Mekas now in 4th, Daniel Miller in 5th. Sean Andrews sitting in 6th. Ryan Seams 7th, Nick Seams in 8th. Albie Hewins in 9th. Jose Godino in 20th. John Friley battling with Derek Colson for 11th. Ray Hillhouse is back out on track. Joe Campbell. Looks like Joe had a problem off of turn 4. Let's see if we can see what happened. Joe looked like he was going to pit road but couldn't get it wound up in time. Everybody stopped under that caution so they can make it back to lap 140 on their current fuel run. Six cars still on the lead lap. This time Octavio and Lataro not able to run away. Ryan Seams sitting in 7th, trying to find his way back past Matt Bear and then the top 2. Maybe he can unlap himself the old-fashioned way, bring Nick with him. Ryan keeps looking low on the Mad Bear. Brent Mekas just rolling back in 4th place. He is not pushing the issue. Knows that those 2 cars in front of him are lap cars. They're not for position. As long as he stays with them and hangs in the draft, they stay with the leaders. He is in a really good spot here. John Friley does clear. Derek Colson moves into 11th. Godino in 10th. Albie Hewins in 9th. Albie trying to close in that 3-second gap on Nick Seams. Joe Campbell is back on pit road. More repairs underway for that 63 car. Only 6 cars left on the lead lap right now. That long green flag run to start the race really set some drivers back behind. They have got to fight now to stay with Octavio and Lataro and hope for a caution with this smaller field. John Friley in 11th has now caught up to Jose Godino and Albie Hewins. These guys not on the lead lap. If another caution comes out, the top three will, the first three cars one lap down will get a wave around. Right now, those three cars, Ryan Seams, Nick Seams, and Albie Hewins, but Albie under attack, Jose Godino and John Friley right there. Derek Colson still on their tire tracks as well. Hillhouse was having an awesome run earlier in the race. Had fought his way up as high as 4th after drifting back to 13th, but now he's going to need a whole lot of luck and a bunch of cautions to get himself back on the lead lap and back in the fight. The fuel strategy also, as Matt Bear talked about, could be huge here. Matt's got him beat on fuel strategy. If this thing stays green, he made a mistake earlier in the race that gave him a big gap. Now Matt able to stay with the top two. And what about the run Brent Meckes is having? Currently sitting in 4th place coming into tonight. Brent Meckes has, with a new team this season, it has been a big step forward. He's trying to keep that car clean. And won one of the Dash Series events just 2 weeks ago. Meckes has been on fire the last few weeks. Hey, good evening, JR. So glad to hear that Stacy is okay after looking at those pictures of that car. Man, that was a brutal wreck. JR in the comments saying, thank you all for the thoughts and prayers for Stacy Crane after that very bad wreck racing Saturday night at Nashville. Jared, I have to agree, buddy. Ray may be out of contention for this race, but I think he'll be back in XCAL, and I think he's going to be a tough one to beat. Octavio and Lataro not able to break away on this run. Joe Campbell in the heavily damaged car goes to the high side as the leaders come by. Remember, in XCAL, the top 15 spots pay out. So all the drivers are getting paid tonight. Now it's a race to see who gets paid the most. And when we talk about how much you make in XCAL, Austin Edwards so far this year has won $1,123. Matt Bear at 5th, currently sits 5th with $416 in winnings. Octavio Rondoletto also moving up that list has won $229.86. So big, big money coming out here. Nick Seams losing a little ground to the leaders. Meanwhile, Ray Hillhouse gets passed by the leaders. He goes another lap down. Hey, good evening, Carlos Danger, man. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Sorry to hear you are in post-op, but glad we can keep you entertained tonight and keep a smile on your face. Mecca is starting to make a move underneath Nick Seams. This is not for position, but Mecca's trying to close back up on that lead pack. We've been just over 30 laps on this set of tires, just about halfway through this run, and starting to see some guys get a little squirrely out there. Jose Gadino and Albie Hewins, Albie in 9th, Gadino in 10th. Looks like Albie may have made some adjustments under that pit stop. Car looking a lot more planted on the long run here. John Friley in 11th has pulled a gap on Derek Colson in 12th. And Flying Ryan, despite being a lap down, is hanging right with the leaders. You gotta know that young man is looking for a caution here. But he has got an awesome, awesome view of the race. Well, let's hop and let's see if his nose cam is working. Hard hit. Even after they get some heat in those tires, the bright sun coming down the front straightaway. Holy cow. You see the sparks flying even after that heat gets in the tires, the pressure builds up. These cars are still sitting so low and keeping them so soft. They are bouncing and bottoming out everywhere. All right, folks, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We're going side by side. You won't miss a thing. We'll be right back. And we are back. Don't forget, next Tuesday night, you're going to want to tune in for this. It'll be the throwback race at North Wilkesboro. And included in that throwback is no pit road speeds. Drivers will be able to full send it onto pit road, and more importantly, we're going to see guys full send off of pit road. And if you've seen North Wilkesboro's pit road exit, well, things are going to get wild in the middle of 1 and 2. Octavio still has the lead. Lataro in second. Matt Bear in third. Flying Ryan in 7th place, right behind the top 3, still in their tracks. Brent Mekas in 4th. Sean Andrews now in 5th. But Mekas has a lot of lap cars here battling with him, trying to get themselves back on the lead lap. Nicholas Seams right there in 8th. And of course, Ray Hillhouse, Joe Campbell, both multiple laps down. However, it looks like both drivers still have plenty of speed here, as Joe makes a move to the bottom. Sean Andrews back in 5th. Daniel Miller in 6th. Flying Ryan in 7th. Nicholas Seams in 8th. Albie Hewins in 9th. Jose Godino sits 10th. Jose all over Albie's back bumper. John Friley currently running in 11th. Derek Colson in 12th. Ray Hillhouse 13th. Joe Campbell Joe Campbell, in 14th. And Friley is the first to come in. John Friley and the rest of the field last pitted, lap 89. "58 laps on this tank of fuel." Now keep an eye on the top 3. Matt Bear definitely has a fuel advantage, but the first car 1 lap down, Flying Ryan Seams, also great with fuel strategy, has been all season long. This might be his opportunity to get back to the lead lap. Derek Colson on pit road. Octavio Rondoletto and Lataro still nose to tail. Sean Andrews gives up 6th. He is on pit road. We saw the difference last time under green flag stops that those fresh tires made. Short pitting by 1 or 2 laps here could make a huge difference. Octavio comes to pit road. Lataro staying out. Lataro, this entire second run, has sat in Octavio's draft. Likely has an extra lap or 2 in the tank. Matt Bear likely has more than that. Matt goes to the high side. Lataro maybe signaling he's coming in. Lataro to pit road. Daniel Miller is on pit road. Nick Seams is on pit road. Flying Ryan currently in 4th place. Ryan trying to stay out, possibly get himself in position to get him second, to get himself back to the lead lap. And looks like one of our owners is available. Let's see if we can talk to Thanos. Hey, Gerald, it's Doug. You got me?
10-4, we got you.
Hey, sounds like the tires are getting ate alive tonight.
Yeah, there's a, you can kind of hose the front end up if you get too crazy at the beginning of a run, because that was really what hurt Jose on that first fuel run. Was, he was up there running hard and kind of wore out that right front pretty quick. And I'm watching here, whew. But now it's down to pace and see what everybody can do with these fuel stops.
Now, being the smaller field than what we're used to seeing, it definitely not as many chances for a caution here. A couple of your drivers laps down here. Do you have a strategy? Is there a way to get them back on the lead lap if this thing stays green?
Well, we've been calculating on some fuel. I mean, there may be a little bit of strategy there. I mean, the thing about it is you've got 8.8 gallons this week. Unless you can kind of chisel something down to 5 gallons, you're not going to gain a whole lot by, taking tires and not leaving yourself maybe a gallon or so short on fuel to make up some time. So it's going to be tight, really kind of, with the one unfortunate caution that we had. I hated that for, Joe and Ray, obviously. But I don't know if this thing strings out green. It'll be interesting to see if anybody else has got any kind of fuel strategy that we haven't thought of.
Now, Ray obviously was extraordinarily fast in the car tonight. Even with damage, he has been able to hold pace with some of the top cars out here. Do we see Ray back later in the season?
I really don't know at this point. We'll see how he feels about things after the race. We've been talking about Rockingham for a while because it is a favorite track of his, and I got to give him a lot of credit, man. He really, really did well there up until, like I said, unfortunately got the car damaged. But you never know. We're talking in the hauler, so. But, like I said, we'll see who else we might be able to get in this car this year.
Well, and I know a big name coming next week. A guy who won at North Wilkesboro just a couple of nights ago, putting A.J. Godsey in the car. That is definitely a podium finish waiting to happen.
Yeah, I mean, definitely looking forward to that. And, we've already got a pretty good base set going into North Wilkesboro, so it'll be interesting to see how all that works out. But been great working with Jared and BRR Motorsports to be able to get some of those drivers over here and give this thing a shot.
And last question, knowing that going into next week it's a throwback race with no pit road speed, does the strategy change, and do you put in extra practice?
I'm going to practice this week. I have me a car painted up. I'm not sure what I think about that, but I'll just have to give it a swing and see what I don't know. I really don't know.
It's definitely going to be an interesting race. Man, thanks for hopping up here with us. Good luck to your team, and hopefully the cards fall your way a little bit more before the night's out.
Sounds good, man. Thank you much for all you do, and XCAL and the Web Shop Series, and love to thank all the sponsors and drivers, and let's get out there and see how this thing ends up.
All right, buddy. Good luck.
Thank you. Catch you later.
Gerald Thanos Poole, the owner of the Flaming Karma Racing Team. Huge shout out to him for hopping up here and chatting with us. Speaking of up here, let's see if we can get a view from the XCAL Web Shop blimp. Don't forget to go to xcalracing.com/shop. Get all your XCAL racing gear, including Matt Bear gear. Oh, excuse me. You got Matt Bear, Austin Edwards, Octavio Rondoletto stuff, and a whole bunch more. The Flying Ryan Seams t-shirts are there. The Flying Ryan Seams fan club t-shirts are there. And I suspect before long, there's going to be some Nick Seam shirts as well. Heck, if we're lucky, maybe we can get some bustin' at the seams t-shirts with both Nick and Ryan on them. Aaron, I'm throwing you gold ideas here. Go to xcalracing.com/shop. Check it out. Everything you could ever want, XCAL related and more. "152 laps into this one. After that stop, it looks like Daniel Miller took a short stop with a lower fuel load and possibly only 2 tires. He has now taken the lead as a 9-second lead on Lautaro in second place. Octavio still sits in third. Now the Mad Bear back in fourth, but he is 4.8 seconds behind Octavio and Lautaro after being right on their tail prior to pit stops. However, we know Matt has some fuel strategy, especially if this thing stays green. Could Matt Bear's fuel strategy with a long green flag run pay off here tonight? Sean Andrews now up into 5th. Brent Meckes in 6th. Flying Ryan in 7th. The college kid in 8th. Albie Hewitt sits in 9th. And Jose Gadino in 10th. Derek Colson now in 11th. John Friley in 12th. Ray Hillhouse in 13th after a rough one. A rough accident between him and Joe Campbell has set both of those drivers back multiple laps. It's going to take a lot of cautions and a lot of luck to get that car back to the lead lap and back in the fight, but man, that car was one of the fastest, if not the fastest, all night long. Daniel Miller up front, one of the Flaming Karma cars, along with Lautaro and Rondoletto. So Flaming Karma Racing currently 1, 2, 3. Could tonight be the night that Flaming Karma finally sweeps the podium? Oh no! Daniel Miller has started blinking. Daniel Miller may have lost connection. Oh, my mistake. Octavio is his own team. Daniel Miller's connection resolved itself. He is back. Still has the lead, but he lost a lot of time. Now just 6.5 seconds ahead of Lautaro. Octavio still right there. Matt Bear trying to fight his way back up. Matt in the mix with a bunch of lap cars here. Got Ryan and Nick Seams directly ahead. Sean Andrews right behind him. And Sean Andrews still in the lead lap in 5th place. That is a battle for position. Daniel Miller getting into lap traffic now. His lead 5.5 seconds as Albie Hewins directly ahead. Lautaro and Octavio still nose to tail. They are pulling a gap on Matt Bear and Sean Andrews. Daniel Miller is on pit road. This is an early stop. Could this be because of the connection issues? Or could it be because of that shorter pit stop? Is he already needing fuel again? Could that have been a strategy by Daniel Miller to try and get himself back to the lead lap, hoping that short pit stop would give him some breathing room and a caution would come? And now Sean Andrews has started blinking. There you see Sean Andrews appearing and disappearing, not far behind the Mad Bear. Sean currently runs in 4th place. This could have a major impact on this race. The blinking has stopped, at least for the moment. Hopefully, no! The two damaged cars, Ray Hillhouse, Joe Campbell, right in front of the leaders now. Hillhouse up the track, lets the leaders go by. Joe has still got a lot of speed in that car. Sean Andrews' blinking issue could benefit several drivers out here tonight. But Sean having a great run, currently sits in 4th, up 6 spots from where he started. He definitely does not want to see him get the black flag. Brent Meckes was battling up in the top 5 earlier tonight, was battling with Matt Bear. Brent currently runs in 5th, 18 seconds ahead of Ryan Seams. Meckes having one heck of a run here tonight. As we mentioned earlier, Meckes with that new team owned by Fastlane Motorsports, owned by Jeff Edgar, has seen a ton of improvement, better engines, better cars, and it has been paying off in dividends. Brent Meckes came in tonight 12th in points. Stands to make up a little bit of ground on car owner Joe Campbell. As they run right now, he would actually take 11th. And actually, he would take 10th place, Jeff Edgar not being here tonight. Several drivers not being here tonight is going to be huge for these guys that are mid-pack in the points. Just about halfway through this race, it is time for a full field rundown brought to you by How to Suck at iRacing. Tomorrow night, another big night. The 87s and the Nowski Nation are back. They are back on track tomorrow night man, those 87s have put on one heck of a show all season long. Thursday night, the National iRacing League Thursday night Throwdown Truck Series playoffs continue. 4 drivers eliminated from those playoffs after last week's race. Who are the top 8 going into the next part of it? Sunday morning, GT3 NSS is back. Sunday night, BRR is off for Father's Day, but 3-wide Gen 4 Racing season finale Sunday night. And of course, you're definitely going to want to tune in Monday night. We talked about it earlier tonight. There is a pinned post on our Facebook. If you're a graphic designer, an iRacing painter, whatever the case may be, there is a competition for somebody to make the new How to Suck at iRacing logo. There will be submissions allowed till Sunday night. Monday morning, the vote will go up. The top 3 will be decided Monday evening by your vote. And then Monday night, the announcement, and we will show the new logo in addition to another very, very big announcement coming. Looks like Jared Heasley is working on a logo for us right now while he's watching the race. The winner, whoever designs the logo, gets a $10 iRacing credit and a lot of recognition and free advertising. Lautaro Lamperti up front, the butcher. Him and Octavio have been running away with this one since the drop of the green flag. Right now, Lautaro has the most laps led. Octavio sitting right in his draft, currently runs in second place. Another great run after his all-star win last week. The Mad Bear hopping in to take over the 18 car for the remainder of the season. Currently sits in third. Rockingham owes him one. Will his fuel strategy get it done here tonight? Sean Andrews now up into fourth place. He has been having some connection problems. Looks like it is straightened up, at least for the moment. Brent Beckus, as we talked about, new team, new car, and a massive improvement. Meckus currently runs in fifth. Flying Ryan Seams, the first car, 1 lap down, sits in sixth place. Hoping for a caution, some luck, anything to go his way to get back on the lead lap. He has been moving up the points here lately as well. Nick, the college kid Seams, currently sits in 7th place, also 1 lap down. Nick having a great race so far, has stuck with Ryan most of the night. These two work well together. And expect some more Seamses before the end of the season. Albie Hewins continues his comeback here in 8th. This has been an awesome season for him, except for a couple of rough races mid-season, but the last few weeks he has turned it around. Albie on the march, working his way back up through the points, currently 13th in points, 8th on track. Jose Godino currently sits in 9th place, one of the Flaming Karma cars. With fuel strategy on the line, Jose, not one to count out here. Speaking of fuel strategy, 10th place, Daniel Miller did a short pit stop on the previous stop. Had to come back in after just 25 or so laps. Now running back in 10th, but didn't gain him anything on track. John Friley currently in a low. Friley getting a little loose off the turn. Friley currently runs in 11th. He's having a good night. Derek Colson rolling off pit road, currently in 12th. He's completing his pit green flag stop. Ray Hillhouse, who had been running up in the top 5 most of the night until an incident with Joe Campbell, has put him back in 13th, several laps down. Look for him to come back later in the season. Joe Campbell in 14th, again, just gets caught up in that incident with Hillhouse. Significant damage to the car, still in the fight in 14th. Sean Andrews is in for his green flag stop. He gives up 5th. Now is when we see if Matt Bear's fuel strategy is going to begin to start working for him. Don't forget to check out the XCAL web shop, xcalracing.com/shop. There's some new XCAL t-shirts now available. And of course, you can get your Matt Bear, the Ghost of Dale t-shirts, the Flying Ryan Seams t-shirt, and probably pretty soon the Nick Seams t-shirt. And you guys drop in the comments if you love this idea, a Nick Seams and Ryan Seams combined t-shirt that says "Bustin' at the Seams." That might be the greatest idea I've ever had. Also, don't forget to check out Sim Racer Hub. Sim Racer Hub has all the individual driver statistics for XCAL Racing. XCalRacing.com, powered by Sim Racer Hub. Also, check out the XCAL Patreon. Go to XCalRacing.com, look for Patreon at the bottom of the page. Go join them. Must be 18 or older to join. Get exclusive information, exclusive backstage passes. Get to see everything going on behind the scenes and so much more. Lataro is on pit road. Octavio staying out. Pit stops back underway. Matt Bear has been stretching the fuel a little further than everybody else. Last time he went 5 laps more than Octavio. Octavio gives up the lead he is now in. Now the question is, can the Mad Bear stretch this to lap 200? Brent Mecca's currently in 3rd. Flying Ryan now in 4th. The college kid in 5th as pit stops are underway. Nick Seams on his way in. Flying Ryan currently has himself in position. He is effectively back on the lead lap. The leader right behind him. Hey Steve, how you doing tonight, buddy? Last night was definitely an interesting night, Steve. The Mad Bear officially takes the lead. Brent Mecca's now on pit road. Flying Ryan is headed in. Jason Seams saying yes, he'd love to see a Nick Seams shirt and the Bustin' at the Seams shirt. Aaron, get it done. I'm imagining Nick Seams' car on one side, Flying Ryan's on the other, both of them facing out. Says busting at the seams, going down between them. One. Steven, just one caution. Lap 87, a 2-car incident. A smaller than usual field, but next week I expect when they go to North Wilkesboro, throwback race with no pit road speed limits, things are going to get very interesting. Octavio Rondoletto on fresh tires just set the fastest lap of the race. The Mad Bear now officially has the entire field lapped as everybody else has completed stops. He continues to stretch the fuel mileage, drops in behind Nick Seams. Yeah. Throwback / all-star style at North Wilkes next week. Pit road entry will be interesting. Pit road exit, wow, that's going to get nuts. Derek Colson going back around the leader. Matt not pushing the issue right now. He is trying to stretch that fuel. I would expect to see the Mad Bear in this time. That is one way to put it, buddy. No, Matt able to stretch it another lap. How many more laps can he go? It's worth noting that Lautaro and Octavio are closing in. And here he comes. The Mad Bear hits pit road. Next time by, Lautaro will reclaim the lead. Octavio currently in second. Sean Andrews will be in third. Well, it depends on where the Mad Bear comes out at. Right sides are up. He's going to get 4 tires and fuel. Daniel Miller also in. I think Miller may actually be stretching fuel here. Octavio bump drafting Lautaro down the back straightaway. Brent Meck is currently scored in 5th place, now has the leader right behind him. Lautaro now to the lead, Octavio in second, waiting for the Mad Bear to roll off pit road. And he is going. Sean Andrews in 4th. We're going to have a dogfight for 3rd here as the Mad Bear comes out. Andrews manages to slip by into 3rd. Matt Bear now in 4th. Brent Mekas in 5th. Flying Ryan in 6th. Albie Hewins currently 7th. Jose Godino in 8th. Derek Colson in 9th. Daniel Miller in 10th. Nick Seams has dropped all the way back to 12th place. Looks like Nick may have stretched that fuel run a little bit further than most of these guys. Those old tires slowing him down a little bit, but look for Nick to charge back. Hey, Steven, don't forget to check out the Facebook post today. Hop in the competition for the new How to Suck at iRacing logo. Sunday night, we're taking entries until Sunday night. We'll put up a vote Monday morning. Then Monday evening, we'll take the top 3, and the crew here will make the decision out of the top 3 from the vote. And then we'll make the announcement next Monday night and a few other surprise announcements. Four cars now on the lead lap after a lot of... Hey, you too, Steven. 4 cars now on the lead lap after green flag pit stops completed again. Lautaro Lamperti up front with Octavio on the bumper. Matt Bear in 3rd. Sean Andrews in 4th. Brent Mekas, the first car, 1 lap down, followed by Ryan Seaves and Albie Hewins. These top 2 have just been running away with it all night long. Sean Andrews in a mess of lap cars as he goes by Jose Gaudino. He is not far behind the Mad Bear, but Matt has gotten by, now into 3rd. Last time we were here, the Mad Bear was leading on the last lap, got bumped and turned around. He wants to be vindicated here tonight, but he's currently 18.7 seconds behind the leaders, hoping that his fuel strategy will pay off. Sean Andrews sits in 4th, still trying to stay with Matt. Brent Mekas back in 5th. The leaders having just gone by him again. Brent trying to hold on in the draft, see if he can get back on the lead lap. Nick Seames, who had been up fighting in the top 10, had been with Flying Ryan all night. Currently back in 12th place. Trying to close in on John Friley ahead. Last time by substantially faster. Actually, last time by he was faster than everybody on track. I'm not sure if something went wrong when Nick Seams tried to get to pit road. Let's see if we can find out. Nick gets down to pit road, gets woed up in time. He did not get a speeding penalty. His pit stop time was about on average with everybody else. Meanwhile, up front, Octavio and Lautaro continue to pull away. The gap now 19.4 seconds over Matt Baer. Sean Andrews able to stay with Matt for the moment. Brent Meck is holding on to 5th. Flying Ryan still in 6th place. But these two up front just running away with it tonight. They continue to put cars a lap down. Coming back around 10th place, Derek Colson now. Note that Matt Baer is now 19.5 seconds behind the leaders. Last time by, the leaders did a 27.14. Lautaro just about 7 seconds back and closing in. Oh, getting word that Nick Seams did get a speeding penalty. And that is what set Nick back. Hopefully he can make up some ground here. Sean Andrews, Matt Baer just 7 seconds ahead of the leaders right now. Could we see a situation, if this continues to stay green, could we see a situation where those are the only 2 cars on the lead lap at the end of the race? We have seen a similar situation happen once before in 2021 at Southern National. But with a bigger field and multiple cautions, that race ended up at less than 100 to go. Only 1 car was on the lead lap, but by the time that race ended, after multiple big cautions, there were over 10 cars back on the lead lap. However, with only 14 cars in the field tonight, the second lowest car count ever in XCAL history, we could see this thing stay green the rest of the night. Sean Andrews, Matt Baer still nose to tail. These guys should really get hooked up and start seeing if they can work together, as well as Lautaro and Octavio. Get connected with Flying Ryan. Those 3 might be able to gain a little ground here. Derek Colson is on pit road. And let's see if we can take a look again from the blimp. You can see just how close these two are. Sean Andrews, Matt Bear, Ryan Seams, all nose to tail, trying to make up any ground they can here in the second half. Don't forget to come back tomorrow night, 9 Eastern. The Nowski Nation 87s are back on track. Don't forget to go follow on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, all the things. You guys have been amazing, helping us grow so much, especially the last couple of months. Everybody has stepped it up. We are so thankful for everybody's help. Sean Andrews' connection problems earlier in the race seem to have cleared up. Matt Bear really not pushing the issue. I have a feeling he is trying to stretch that fuel even further. Trying to get this fuel strategy to pay off because he knows Lautaro and Octavio are closing in. Derek Colson just came off pit road, 4 fresh tires. Trying to fight his way back past the leaders, get one of his laps back. Joe Campbell currently sitting in 14th place, but great job his team has done getting that car back in pretty much at full race pace right now. Same with Ray Hillhouse. Ray Hillhouse running that beautiful stream to end MS paint scheme. We knew Ray was fast earlier in this race. That incident obviously set him back. We are really hoping that Ray comes back another race this season so we can see what he has got here. And of course, next week, the driver of the number 40 car will be AJ Godsey at North Wilkesboro. AJ won the BRR race at North Wilkesboro just the other night. It'll be fun to see what he can do in a street stock. Jared Easley confirming he is going to get Hillhouse back in that 40 car before the season is out. Jared, Atlanta might be a really good option for Hillhouse. Sean Andrews is on pit road for his stop. They'll need just one more stop after this. Sorry, Gerald. Oh, I got you. I'm sure we can find another race that Ray will love. John Friley also on pit road. Matt Bear sits in third now. Brent Mekas up to fourth. Flying Ryan in fifth. Lataro, Octavio, and the Mad Bear, the top three, but Octavio and Lataro have just checked out. Octavio looking to the high side. Lataro is on pit road. Hey, good evening, Jeff. Gerald Poole asking a really good question here. Who has the fuel mileage figured out from here? Albie Ewan's now on pit road as well as Lataro. Octavio still staying out. Everybody in. This will be the penultimate stop of the night. They will need one more stop after this. While green flag pit stops are underway, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We're going side by side as Octavio hits pit road. All right, we are back as pit stops running almost to their conclusion. Matt Bear, Brent Mekas still have not been in. Matt Bear currently has the lead. Brent Mekas now to second place. Don't forget to tune in next Tuesday night. Mekas is on pit road. Next Tuesday night, throwback night at North Wilkesboro. A throwback night so real there will be no pit road speed limits. That will get a bit crazy. Don't forget to check out XCALRacing.com for more details. While you're there, go over to the web shop, buy yourself some new XCAL t-shirts, towels, anything you can imagine, and more. XCALRacing.com for all of your XCAL racing needs. Matt Bear continues to stretch the fuel mileage here. Last pitted on lap 200. I may be wrong, but he is going to be able to go somewhere between 250 and 255. Brent Mekas, Jose Godino on their way off pit road. Does Matt Bear have the fuel strategy, the pit strategy all figured out here? As he got him beat if this thing stays green? $100 laps left to go. A quick view from the blimp as a couple of cars come back around, reclaim a lap here. Daniel Miller right in front of Matt Bear. Daniel Curley running at 6. He is having a great night here tonight. Albie Ewens just came by Jose Godino to move up into 9th. Derek Colson also came by Godino a moment ago. Big surprise to see two cars get by in a single lap. Let's see. Did Jose have a problem? Jose was coming off pit road as Colson came by. Jose now back into 10th place. Colson moving up, and Matt Bear is on pit road, lap 253. Matt needs a perfect pit stop this time and the next one. Lautaro and Octavio still nose to tail. Sean Andrews back behind about 24 seconds. Matt Bear has one win this season. Octavio Rondoletto has one win this season. Lautaro has yet to win in XCAL competition. The top three, all Lautaro and Octavio, starting to pull away. Actually, more than starting, they have been pulling away for quite some time. Ryan Seams right behind the top two, staying in their draft. If Flying Ryan can hang with them, they will pull him around to put him back in the top 5. They should be able to get him back past Brent Mekas fairly quickly. Mecca's just 13 and a half, or 13.8 seconds ahead of Flying Ryan at the moment. Brent Mecca's all alone though. Flying Ryan has help from two of the fastest cars on track. Looks like Lataro's going to move up the track. Let Octavio back in front. Amanda Douglas cheering on Derek Colson. Derek having a great run tonight. Currently in 10th, trying to run down Jose Godino, and Albie Hewins just ahead. Derek Colson comes into the night 20th in points behind Gerald Thanos Poole, who is not in the race. Colson's going to make up a lot of ground here tonight. Sean Patrick, who has been moving up the points for quite a few weeks now, currently also not here. Colson, one of the drivers, remember the top 15 in points at the end of the season pays out. Plus the top 15 in the race also pay out. So Colson looking to get a payout tonight and move up closer to that top 15. Octavio Rondoletto has taken over the top spot from Lataro. Oh, Daniel Miller is in the 33 tonight, so Colson and Miller will both make up some points tonight. Matt Bear lets Daniel Miller move by, take Nick Seams with him, getting somebody to draft to continue to stretch that fuel mileage. Oh, that is Derek's stepdaughter out cheering him on tonight. Matt Bear is in danger of losing the lead lap. Sean Andrews is really in danger of losing the lead lap. Sean has started blinking again as the leaders close in. Octavio has started pulling a gap on Lataro. This could change the whole complexion of this race. Those two have been nose to tail. Octavio pushing Lataro all night. Derek Colson is in. And Rondoletto is right on the back bumper of Sean Andrews. Sean Curley in 4th place. The last car on the lead lap. Sean is well within his rights and within the rules to defend his spot and try and hold Octavio off. How hard is Sean going to fight him? Not very hard. Sean lets Octavio go on the bottom. And Octavio now sets his sights on 3rd place, Matt Bear. Heavy lap traffic just ahead of Octavio as he tries to get around the Mad Bear. Nick Seams, after that speeding penalty, has fought his way back up into the top 10. Oh, look at this. Octavio's going to take it 3 wide. That is a gutsy move. Slides it right up in front of Daniel Miller. Miller thinks better of shooting the gap. Matt Barrett going to try very hard, I'm willing to bet, to hold his lead lap position. Matt Curley sits in 3rd on the bottom. Octavio, the leader, up top. Nick Seams pulls down, lets the leaders go. Nick's going to slide back in line, back behind Flying Ryan. And Octavio has come around the Mad Bear, leaving 2 cars on the lead lap. Octavio Rondoletto and Lautaro. Matt Bear now going to stay right in the draft on Octavio. Almost gets to the bumper. May have even given him a little love tap. Lautaro no longer able to hang out with Octavio. Octavio pulling a 2nd ahead of Lautaro now. Still, 1 more pit stop, 1 speeding penalty could change the whole race. Derek Colson back in 11th, trying to run down Nick Seams. The college kid now back up into the top 10. Sets his sights on Jose Gaudino in 9th, 36 seconds ahead. It just takes 1 speeding penalty, 1 bad bump. 1 mistake could change this entire race. Sean Andrews currently in 4th. Brent Mekas in 5th. Octavio trying to put some breathing room between him and Matt Bear. Ryan Seams currently in 6th place, is closing on Brent Mekas in 5th, but he is 10 seconds back. And this has been green so long that the two lead lap cars are separated by 1.5 seconds and mixed in, and everybody is on different laps battling with each other. Nick Seams in 10th, currently battling with 7th place Daniel Miller. Nick still trying to close that gap on Jose Godino. Flying Ryan still trying to close in on Brent Mekas. Sean Andrew not far behind Matt Baer now. 1.9 seconds back and gaining. In fact, since the whole field is a little wonky, let's do a full field rundown and see where your favorite drivers are. Octavio Rondoletto, one of the two dominant cars all night, has the lead. His team, Lautaro in second place, almost 2 seconds back now, unable to hang with Octavio. The Mad Bear currently in third, right behind the leader, trying to keep himself in position to get back to the lead lap. Sean Andrews has started blinking badly again in 4th place. Brent Mecca is currently in 5th, trying to close that gap. Flying Ryan Seams currently sitting in 6th place, 10.4 seconds back. Daniel Miller in 7th, trying to pick up some ground here, having another great run. Currently running in 7th. Albie Hewins in 8th, another top 10 finish. Jose Godino currently running in 9th place. A great run from him. Don't count him out. Fuel strategy may play into this yet. And Nick Seams currently running in 10th, the college kid making a great comeback from the earlier speeding penalty. Derek Colson fighting his way forward, currently in 11th place and climbing. Ray Hillhouse making a decent comeback from the earlier incident, one of the fastest cars on track early in the race. Currently in 12th. Joe Campbell currently in 13th, also involved in that early caution. And John Friley rounds out the field in 14th. Sean Andrews on pit road, as is Daniel Miller. This may be too early for a final stop. But if Daniel Miller can go the distance from here, that would be one heck of a run. Octavio has checked out from his teammate. Lautaro now 2.25 seconds back. Matt Baer still holding on to the bumper of Octavio Rondoletto. Sean Andrews is coming back out on track. But he is outside the fuel window right now. I do not believe he can go the distance from here, nor can Daniel Miller. Lautaro is in. Some of these guys must believe they can go the distance from here if they're stopping. Did not expect to see any of these drivers back on pit road until lap 300. Octavio is in. If I am right, everybody but Matt Bear will have to make at least one more quick stop and go for fuel. However, Matt Bear can stretch this up until about lap 300 and go the distance from there. Could Matt Bear have just pulled it off? Flying Ryan Seams starting to make up some ground here as well. Daniel Miller and Sean Andrews are the first two to hit pit road. Daniel Miller had a very short stop. Just 34 seconds compared to 55 to 57 seconds for a full 4-tire and fuel stop. Octavio Rondoletto took a full 4 tires and fuel, as did Lautaro. Matt Bear now has the lead tucked right back in behind Octavio. Albie Hewins now on pit road. Looking at the fuel strategy here, Jose Godino might be able to stretch it, but right now, Matt Bear has had the longest fuel runs all night, and if he can make it another 2 laps, he can go the distance. Gerald Poole doing fuel calculations for his team, has set fire to a calculator. He is working it so hard. Hillhouse in. Albie Ewins getting ready to come back out. Matt Bear has gone past Jose Godino, trying to put some distance. I'm sorry, gone past Lautaro now. He's going to let Lautaro by. All of Matt Bear's runs have been 53, 54, or 55 laps long. If he can make it to lap 300, he can do the rest of the race on a single stop. Ryan Seams is in. Can Flying Ryan stretch it from here? Nick Seams also on pit road. Could the Seams boys just have outsmarted a lot of the field as well? And wow, Matt Bear is the leader, stuck in heavy lap traffic. He's got to be a bit worried here. Joe Campbell moves up the track, lets him by easy. Nick Seams on his way back out. Can he make it from here? Hey, good evening, Kevin. How are you, buddy? Brent Meckes is on pit road. He can go the distance. Jose Godino is on pit road. And now Matt Bear is well within the fuel window. He can make it from here. Octavio Rondoletto and Lataro both not sure if they can go the distance after stopping on lap 287 and 288. Matt Bear continuing to stretch. He last stopped lap 253. We know he can make it to at least 308. Kevin, you had me till you said sauerkraut. All right, we're going to take our final commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We're going side by side, and when we come back, we're taking you to the finish. All right, we go from here to the finish. Don't forget to tune in next Tuesday night as XCAL goes throwback racing at North Wilkesboro. And by throwback, we mean full throwback. There will be no pit road speed limits. It's going to be full send and some chaos on pit road, but man, it's going to be fun. Don't forget to check out the XCAL Racing web shop Get all your XCAL racing gear, help support your favorite drivers, and help the purse grow for each week's race. XCALRacing.com/shop. Octavio Rondoletto has reclaimed the lead. Lataro in second, the Mad Bear in third, but Matt Bear does not have to stop again. Octavio and Lataro might. Could we see a couple of drivers really slow down to try and save fuel? Octavio obviously not slowing down a bit. Neither is Lataro. Matt Bear definitely does not have to slow down. And he has the freshest tires on track. Last time by, he was a quarter second or more faster than everybody in the field. Sean Andrews now sits in fourth. Brent Mekas in fifth. Ryan Seams currently sits in sixth. Albie in seventh. Jose Godino currently in eighth. Daniel Miller in ninth. Nick Seams recovering from that pit road speeding penalty, now in 10th. Derek Colson sitting in 11th. Ray Hillhouse in 12th. Joe Campbell in 13th and John Friley in 14th. Now the question becomes, who can go the distance from here? We know Matt Bear can. Pretty sure Flying Ryan can. But the top two, Octavio Rondoletto and Lataro, both stopped lap 287 and 288. That means they have to make a 62 and 63 lap run on fuel. The longest fuel run tonight, 55 laps. Who did that? Matt Bear. Sean Andrews is in. Likely a splash and go. Let's watch. It is a long and painful drive down pit road at the Rock. Car not going up on the jacks. No, right sides are up. He is going to take it. Looks like 4 tire. So a long stop for Sean Andrews. Moves Flying Ryan back up into 5th. Octavio Rondoletto and Lataro, the top two. But Matt Bear about to come back by Lataro. Matt has ran him down. And Matt does not have to conserve anything. Lataro and Octavio might. Matt down to the bottom. He's going to come underneath. Lataro fighting back up top. Daniel Miller right behind, currently in 9th place. Sean Andrews is back off of pit road. He had a long stop and is now back into 8th. Matt Bear finally clears Lataro. Lautaro trying to fight back up top. Matt just trying to get himself back to the lead lap in case he's top 2. Have to come to pit road for fuel. Octavio just about 3 seconds ahead of Matt. But Matt is closing the gap. He has been a quarter second or more faster than the top 2. And Lautaro is on pit road. They cannot go the distance on fuel. Now, when does Octavio come in? Octavio Rondoletto giving up the lead. He is on pit road. Can Matt Bear get his lap back and reclaim the lead before they get their splash of gas? Lautaro getting right side tires. Matt Bear now to second. What does Rondoletto do? Lautaro is out. Octavio hits his pit box. Right sides are up. Octavio's getting right sides as Matt Bear comes by and reclaims the lead. And Matt Bear may have just beat everybody on the fuel strategy. When Matt went a lap down earlier on in the race, we thought his chances were gone. But Rockingham owes him one, and they are paying him. Octavio is off pit road, but now 18 3/4 seconds behind the Mad Bear. Lautaro 1.1 seconds behind Octavio. Can they get hooked up and close the gap in 25 laps? And who else is going to have to come in? Ryan Seams has now made his way back into 5th. Mekas in 4th. Mekas stopped on lap 297. Ryan 294. Can they make it from here? Matt's lead shrinking 18 seconds. Octavio took right side tires only. Same with Lautaro. They have 25 laps to close the gap. John Friley on pit road has been there a while. Octavio on the march, coming past the seams. Now 17 seconds behind the Mad Bear. Lautaro 1.8 seconds behind Octavio, will not be able to help. I'll have to pass on that, Kevin. Colson moves up the track. Lets Octavio get by. Lataro right behind Flying Ryan and Nick Seams. Octavio shoots to the high side, goes by Joe Campbell. The gap now 16.25 seconds. Matt Bear crosses the line, 20 laps to go. Octavio still 16 seconds behind. Can he make up enough ground? And still a lot of question marks on who can go the distance on fuel. Matt Bear's lead is shrinking quickly, under 16 seconds. Brent Meck is now in 4th, Flying Ryan in 5th. Ryan staying right in Nick Seams' draft, trying to save as much fuel as possible. Albie Hewins currently running in 6th. Jose Godino in 7th place. Getting word Jose can go the distance. Can Albie just ahead? Sean Andrews in 8th. He stopped on lap 312 for right sides and fuel. Daniel Miller stopped on lap 301 in 9th place. Nick Seams stopped on lap 290. Albie is in for fuel. Jose Godino goes to 6th. Matt Bear's lead continues to shrink. 15 laps to go. Octavio 15 seconds behind. Octavio has to make up 1 second a lap. Last time by, he was 3/10 faster than the leader. Ray Hillhouse has made his way back up into 12th place. After that early incident, Joe up to 13th. "13 laps to go. Octavio 14.6 seconds behind. It is not looking good. Ryan Seams now closing the gap on Brent Meckes. Brent just 7 seconds ahead. Jose Godino sitting in the draft of his teammate Ray Hillhouse. Hillhouse still has a ton of speed despite being several laps down after that incident. Derek Colson currently running in 11th, trying to run down Albie Hewins, just 10 seconds ahead. But 10 laps left to go for the Mad Bear. There will be no more waiver rounds if the caution comes out. Per XCAL rules, once 10 to go, there are no more waiver rounds. Once we hit 5 laps to go, there will be no cautions. No matter what. Ray Hillhouse is on pit road for fuel. Matt Bear's lead now down to 13 seconds, but 8 laps to go. Nick Seams has now gotten past Albie Hewins, moving up into 9th. Daniel Miller now up into 8th. The fastest lap of the night tonight is going to go to Octavio Rondoletto with a 26.56, so he'll get the bonus points for that. The biggest mover of the night is currently tied between Brent Meckes and Ryan Seams. One of those two drivers definitely getting some bonus points here tonight. Both of them could use them. It will definitely help. And a big, big points night for a lot of drivers. But the biggest points night for anybody is going to be for Matt Bear. Matt Bear taking over the 18 car for the remainder of the season has a 236-point lead. He will extend that even further. Octavio Rondoletto continues to reel in the Mad Bear, but it will not be enough. And Latardo looking at another podium finish here tonight. But Matt Bear got the win taken on the last lap. Last time coming out of turn 4 at the Rock by the 18 car. Now in the 18 car, the white flag is in the air. Matt Bear looking at his second win of the season. Through 3 and 4, Matt Bear gets it done. Matt Bear finally wins at the Rock. Octavio Rondoletto comes home in second. Latardo finishes in third. Brent Meckes comes home in fourth. Flying Ryan finishes fifth. Jose Godino comes home sixth. Sean Andrews seventh. Daniel Miller in 8th. Albie Ewens comes home 9th, and Derek Colson takes 10th. Nick Seams recovers from that speeding penalty to finish in 11th. Hillhouse in 12th. Joe Campbell in 13th. And John Friley finishes 14th. And once again, Lataro and Octavio both get podium finishes. And what a night of racing it was. We'll wait just a moment, get a word with our top three, Lataro, Octavio, and the Mad Bear here in just a moment. Is Matt out of fuel? I think the Mad Bear may be out of fuel here. Nope. He's got fuel. All right, we're going to get a word with second place. Octavio Rondoletto will pull Lataro in to have him translate if he hops up here. Hey, Octavio, it's Doug. You got me?
Yes.
Hey, a great race. You and Lataro were definitely hooked up all night long.
Thank you, Doug. Yeah, the race was really long. The strategy was okay at the first part of the race, but our caution destroyed it, and we had to push harder to gain that difference, because we were full throttle. We were not saving. We knew at the first moment that Matt was saving fuel, so we tried something different, but we were short.
Well, still, both of you coming home with a podium finish tonight, man. You've got to be happy about that. I'm sure Lataro is extremely happy as well.
Yes, we are happy. Big points, big money anyways. Short field, but anyways, it's good to finish in the podium, second place, third place, and yeah, we are going for the win the next race, as always.
All right, man. Well, any team or sponsors you would like to thank for both you and Lataro?
My teammates, my family, XCAL Racing, you as always, and Flaming Karma.
Well, buddy, congratulations. You put on one heck of a show tonight.
Thank you. Everything for Juncos.
Octavio Rondoletto comes home second. Lataro comes home third. And now we make our way to Victory Lane, where we find a Mad Bear. Matt, I thought it was over when you lost the lead lap on that green flag run, but you held on. Your fuel strategy was perfect.
Yeah, brother, that was a straight strategy win right there. I knew what I had to do. I knew what kind of mileage I could get. I knew what kind of mileage they were getting. Especially whenever they short pitted right there on lap 300 or so, a little bit before. I was like, all right, going to be a little interesting. They're pitting right around when I expect, but then they came in super early on the second stop to make it the whole way. And at that point, when I knew they pitted that early, that they were well short on fuel, and I was expecting maybe a 10-12 second lead, and that was what I ended up needing to have to hold them off, because I had them by like 20 seconds and he got it down to about 9 or 10. So great race though.
Yeah, it definitely was. And I have to say, last time you were here coming out of turn 4, everything went wrong, and the 18 went on to win that night. And here you are in the 18 pulling off the win tonight. Kind of come full circle.
Yeah, it's crazy how the tables turn on you, and you get to drive the car that ended up taking your win away from you earlier in the year. So, I mean, it was basically exactly what happened last time. Fuel strategy race, I went out there, ran my race. I had one person I was racing against realistically, and I got lucky this time, so we'll take that. But, I mean, XCAL win's still hard to come by no matter what. It doesn't matter how many cars are in the field. I still had Octavio to beat, and he's one of the toughest bitches around here to race against. So,
well, man, a great job. I know your second win of the season. Awesome strategy win. Anybody you'd like to thank tonight, buddy?
yeah, I mean, I got to thank Austin for giving me a shot to get in the car and actually doing something unlike the driver of the 7 car, you know. But we ain't going to talk about the Cup Series. So, I mean, XCAL web shop, I got a couple new items on there. Even though I'm not in the 3, we do have a pretty dope 3 holographic sticker from the All-Star race. That's on there now, as well as the Ghost of Dale shirts. But those might have to be discontinued here pretty soon, because you're going to have a new points leader after this week, and I don't plan on giving it up the rest of the season.
Well, you got a big lead tonight, man. Great job, great win. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you, brother. Can't wait to do it again next week.
Matt Bear back in victory lane at the Rock after having it taken away last season. Don't forget to come back tomorrow night, 9 Eastern. We got the Nowski Nation 87 cars on track. Thursday night, the National iRacing League Truck Series playoffs continue. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope y'all had as much fun as we did tonight. Everybody, have a wonderful night.